Listen, I know the reports, and I'm not finna get into what the reports, all of that stuff. I know that this is smart by Sean Payton. This is a football tactic. I've said that. This is a football tactic. Now, for all intents and purposes, Shefty never gets it wrong. Very rarely does he ever get it wrong. So I expect Taysom Hill to be the starter. But with that being said, why would Sean Payton give the Atlanta Falcons any information about what they're going to do from an offensive standpoint? So he's playing coy. He's playing like he doesn't know. He said we named the starter, but no one knows. This is ultimate gameplay by Sean Payton, who, by the way, was the offensive coordinator when I first got to Dallas. This is what Sean Payton does, and this is not good for the Atlanta Falcons.
My only regret
RC, don't be looking
is
at me like that.
This report. I cannot wait to get to Ryan, and I wish this news had broken during NFL Live, because you would have seen Ryan's brain break in real time, and it would have just been absolutely incredible television. His eyes would have bugged out of his head. Okay, so the reason we're all surprised is not because of who Taysom Hill is, it's because of who he isn't, or rather who he wasn't last year, which was the Saints quarterback. Drew Brees didn't play for 6 games, and they went with Teddy over Taysom. Drew Brees went out with an injury last week, and they went with Jameis over Winston. That's why everybody is so surprised. Now, approaching this purely from a football perspective, Marcus is 100% right. This introduces an element of gamesmanship, of surprise. The Falcons are going to have to prepare for this, and also the possibility that it's all smoke and mirrors. I will say this, though. The Falcons do have a surprisingly decent run defense, and something I would be concerned about in this game if I'm New Orleans, other than, I guess, the question of whether Taysom Hill can play quarterback, which we really don't know, is the fact that Taysom Hill fumbled the ball 4 times last year, which by my math is almost as many times as he's completed passes in the NFL. So that's something I'd be concerned about as well.
Listen, I don't know nothing about no math, all right? Because there go Mina bringing up math. This is not a math situation. This is about reality. And the New Orleans Saints and the Taysom Hill saga, when the 30 for 30 comes out, whenever, it's going to be touching because they're going to talk about the injuries at BYU, being undrafted at 24, and then they're going to get into this reality show that's been him with the Saints, right? Because for a little bit, it was like punked. Remember, because you remember Punk, things would happen and it would be tricked. Sean Payton's been trying to trick us for a very long time. Sean Payton has been punking us for years, right? Steve Young, Steve Old, whatever you want to call him. Taysom is the next caller. He's going to be, he's going to be freaking Hall of Fame and all this, right? And then Taysom Hill, if he's going to start, he's obviously been catfishing us because somewhere in there is a real quarterback that he just hasn't shown. Right? So he's been playing the role of somebody else while he was always this other person, because he's been playing the role of a dude that can't really throw the football. But obviously, if he's going to start, we're getting catfish, and Taysom Hill is way more than we saw. But then they switched all the way from MTV and went to more hard-hitting reality shows like First 48, because now somebody done read it. Because Taysom Hill is the quarterback, but what Sean Payton has said, one of y'all told. And if you watch First 48, which I know some of you do, they always tell. All this stuff about stop snitching, code of the street, how they was on Goodfellas, that is not right. They always rap. So Taysom Hill's going to start, and either he's been catfishing us, punking us, or something, or they going to run the ball 47 times and have to rush for 400 yards to win the game, because Taysom Hill can't throw.
Yeah.
He's like Tebow if Tebow was faster and couldn't throw.
You know what? I do like the First 48. Let's get some numbers on this as well as a comparison. Looking at the tail of the tape, the Saints going with the far less experienced Taysom Hill. Although his career total QBR slightly better than Winston's, Jameis certainly has the edge when it comes to experience as a passer, ranking second in passing yards through a player's first 5 NFL seasons, with only Peyton Manning ahead of him. The turnovers have been the issue.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.